this issue of restocking had brought a lot of suspicion, rumors beyond the city.
For me, I think we have almost got the answer to all these concerns which were out there. And we only think that we're going to come up with resolution. Resolution number one that we've come up with is to withdraw this form from where they are. Okay? Resolution number two, this is from me. We are going to handle isolated cases. At the moment, we have sorted out for our own. I don't know whether that's 101%. Queens has the issues. Already there's a complaint in Queens. For us now, where the complaint is where we are going to go.
These were some of the resolutions made on Monday by Gulu City Council authorities regarding what they described as glaring irregularities in the ongoing registrations of beneficiaries in the cattle restocking program. Registration of beneficiaries for the cattle restocking program has been ongoing for the past weeks, targeting 21 eligible households in each of the 32 parishes across Gulu City. The program being implemented by the Office of the Prime Minister is intended to support households with a cash grant of 5 million shillings, equivalent to 5 cows, targeting vulnerable communities in Acholi, Lango, and Teso sub-regions. According to the guidelines from the Office of the Prime Minister, priority beneficiaries include the elderly, former abductees, female-headed households, unemployed youth, persons with disabilities, widows, and widowers. The guidelines also stipulates the registration process should capture the right names of the beneficiaries, their national identification numbers, accurate mobile phone numbers, and their areas of residence.
Number one is name. Accuracy of the name number, accuracy of the telephone contact of that person, bearing the same name, the cell where that person is coming from, the word, the division, and then the city. There are 7 things that I told you. And then the category of the what? The category that person falls in. Is it an elderly? Is it a widowed? Those are the things I told you to document, not filling the other form there. That was the first thing we talked about.
However, the Gulu resident city commissioner Peter Banya said the registration process in the city had been compromised by gaps in beneficiary identification and the use of inappropriate forms. Banya noted that the forms initially distributed included a declaration section where a majority of the beneficiaries erroneously signed on it, acknowledging receipt of the 5 million shillings even when the money hasn't yet been paid to their accounts. Banya ordered for the immediate recall of all forms filled under the cattle restocking program in Gulu City over the discovery of irregularities in the registration and identification of the beneficiaries.
We realized there were mistakes from the word go. Okay, there couldn't be mistakes, but there were some gaps. These gaps were in terms of identifying the beneficiaries in accordance with the categories that the case provides: the elderly, the vulnerable, the widow, the widowers. But then, in the guideline, there was a form which was attached. And that form had a declaration bit of it that you declare that you receipt of 5 million. Myself, I started complaining almost 3 weeks ago. I had a discussion with Honorable Gilbert at night about the form. I called in the plant and I asked him, why are we having issues with the form? He told me the form didn't have any issues, but there's something they're working on. We proceeded also to call up here at the regional office here. So they also assured us that there was another form that was coming. Up to now, I have never seen that. But now as a city, it has been spotted that there's a wrong form that was being filled by our people. The first position we have asked is to withdraw all the forms that have been filled that is within the community.
He, however, noted that the withdrawal of the forms will be on a case-by-case basis, especially where people deemed not eligible for the first phase of restocking program have been registered in the 3 cells of Queen's Ward, Tuonokun, and Tegwana, where complaints were raised.
The only form that are going to be considered are the 21 beneficiaries that were accepted by the community. And now for us, in case there's a complaint in any community, we shall respond and do thorough investigation. We did thorough investigation in Tuanokon, whereby the community rejected all the people who had been identified because they claimed that they were not part of the identification process. They claim a group of people just sat down and identified those beneficiaries. And it's true. When we reached there in the community baraza, these people declined almost half of the beneficiaries. And we ended up coming with a new list, but still the same people we identified still filled the same form. So that means there was no any other form for identification. I think going forward we are going to find to get guidance from OPM if they can provide us with another form that can be used for identification. Then we should have the other form for declaration after receiving the money.
Despite the directive, some town agents have raised concern that withdrawing and destroying the forms could fuel mistrust among residents in the city. Lily Auma, a principal town agent for Teko Parish, said many beneficiaries had already been issued with the forms before the error was discovered, warning that the move could raise suspicion unless new forms are issued by the Office of the Prime Minister.
When I had a meeting with my community members, together with the RCCs and the issue, that issue of form came in concerning the declaration part. But then before we went back for that meeting, we had also got a communication from our planner, the last communication concerning the form, that when we are filling now this form, after this clarification, the form should be filled and end in number 10. The declaration part should be left out. So when in that meeting, when I was having with my people, I had to tell them that when you're not filling this form, fill and end on number 10. Declaration part, leave it. Then all of them agreed that the one that they have filled already, up to the declaration part, up to the end, they want it back in their hands. Then all the LC ones in all the 4 cells told their community members to go and withdraw the form that they had filled. So when I go back now to tell them that bring back the form here, I take to town clerk's office, it will again mean something different because already they were told to go and retrieve it back to them.
People were questioning us about this of the form. Seriously. Because some people already acknowledged that the form they have received the money. They say that if they have leave the form to us, it means that is going to be accountability. Others they were saying that they have to come and pick the form and go back with the form. So if you are saying that the form to be given really back to the town clerk, they will say that is part of the responsibility. Let them burn the form. The SC1 can collect the form and then they burn it in their presence. Instead of bringing, if they to bring the form again to you, it's going to bring a problem.
The people who are supposed to benefit in this phase are very few. And the people who want to benefit are very many. What are we going to do with this? We need to be honest and tell people the reality that this money is not going to benefit everyone at a go. It's going to be in phases. At the beginning, selection of PDM was a nightmare, but right now, PDM is flowing on.
John Charles Loa, the Gulu City Council planner who also doubles as the focal point person for the cattle restocking program in Gulu City, tasked the town agents in the city to liaise with the local chairpersons and retrieve the already filled forms by Wednesday.
And we need the forms here on Wednesday.
Like, subscribe, and continue to follow Acholi Trumpet TV for authentic news from across the Acholi sub-region.